This is Nawaz Kochra joining you on screen, and I am in conversation with the ever gorgeous Madhuri Dixit. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, 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 and hello
How
to
are
screen.
you?
You're back.
Absolutely. Totally, And with that, I have to say this 40 years in this industry.
Yes.
And every time we see you on the big screen, it is like a breath of fresh air. That charm is so evergreen that it just wins your heart. That also
Thank
happened
you.
with
Thank
Bhool
you.
Bhulaiya. So, firstly, though, I want to understand from you that, playing a ghost in this film, having stayed, in abroad and, watching Hollywood films, आपने देखी हुई है Hollywood की horror films?
Yeah, मैं ज़्यादा horror films नहीं
अच्छा.
देखती. Only if they're light horror. Like I don't like to watch like how my kids like to watch those kind of horror films because I get spooked later on. Even though I'm from this field, I know it's special effects, I know it's makeup, but I still get spooked.
Oh, that happened with me with Bhool Bhulaiya also.
Oh, you did?
I was like scared to go down after 11 o'clock.
Oh my goodness.
But, I want to understand that this conviction of playing a ghost came easy to you with Bhool Bhulaiya?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, whatever I take to my mind, it's with unless there's no conviction, I won't do it.
Okay.
And when I heard the script, Anis bhai had narrated it to me, and I was like, yes, because the way I appear right before the interval,
Yeah.
that appearance was very nice. And then after that, the whole confusion, that happens, the actual story starts. And I loved the role, and I wanted to be part of this. So.
And the casting was so perfect. Like, nobody could say that Vidya Balan and Madhuri Dixit are actually not related in
Right,
real.
yeah.
Like, you all actually looked like real siblings in the film. Also, how was this entire experience of working with Vidya?
It was wonderful because I've always admired her as an actor. I've seen most of her films that she has done. I loved her in all of them. Kahani, Tumhari Suru, you name it, and I've loved. And so when I got this opportunity to work with her also, it was wonderful. And we had a great equation on the set. We got along very well. I mean, she is an amazing person and an amazing actor. And all our scenes together were fabulous. And I enjoyed every minute of it. I think the chemistry was great.
Absolutely. And that chemistry came across so well in Ami Jhetomar 3.0. Like, that was the highlight of the film for everybody, I believe. And कहीं ना कहीं एक वो comparison भी आ गया कि अरे Ami Jhetomar and Dola Re Dola.
Yeah.
Like, after Dola Re Dola, this was it. What was your take on, on the comparisons? Like, जब comparisons हुए, what was your reaction to it?
I mean, if there's something that has happened before, it'll always be compared. But I think there was no comparison because with Dola Re Dola, it was more like a Bengali influence and it was more folk and, a little bit of semi-classical folksy kind of a song. And this was like too classical, genre, like Bharatnatyam and Kathak, Indian traditional classical dance forms.
Right.
And they pitted those together, against each other rather. And that was very interesting about this song, that it was classical and yet there were two dance forms.
Absolutely. Also, there was this clash between Singham and Bhool Bhulaiya that happened. As probably usually it's the directors and producers who get, like, whenever it's talked about, it's them. But as an actor also, does it affect when there is a clash like this at the box office?
Well, it affects everyone because there's going to be a clash. There are going to be two movies which are going to come together. But I've always prayed both should run.
Okay.
Because if films don't run, how is the industry going to grow? They have to run. This has happened before during Dil. I remember Dil and Ghayal came together on the same day. And they were all discussing, ये तो romantic है, शायद वो ज़्यादा चल जाए, शायद ये ज़्यादा चल जाए. There was a lot of discussion, but both films were blockbusters. So that's what we need. Every Friday has to be a blockbuster Friday.
Totally.
For our industry, for the greater good. I think all films should run.
But back then, box office पे इतना emphasis होता था?
I mean, box office was important because of the money people have poured into the movie. They wanted to get it back. And they make movies because they want to earn, right? Everybody wants to earn when you put something. When you invest into something, you want to get the ROI, right?
Absolutely.
And so, yes, it was always important that film should run. But maybe for actors, as actors, we sometimes do different roles, and even if it doesn't work, our work is appreciated. If the film doesn't do well, still our work was appreciated. People we have worked with, we form a kind of a bond with all of them. Like when we were shooting on Bhool Bhulaiya 3, we all became like a family. We all used to come and faff around and tease each other or whatever we were doing, pulling each other's legs, or all the artists were giving one-liners suddenly, and we all used to burst out laughing. So all that was going on, and that creates lovely atmosphere on the set.
Right.
And these kind of bonds, they're always there. Even if you don't meet for a long time, when you meet, you just pick up from where you have left off. So that's very important.
I have watched Aaja Nachle, I think so 7-8 times till now.
Oh my God.
Because I used to be like a very big Madhuri Dixit fan. Like I still am. But like it was your comeback film, Aaja
Yes, it was
Nachle.
after I had my kids.
Yeah.
That's the film I did.
Yeah, and then uske baad, Ye Jawani Hai Diwani had
Yes,
the cameo
that,
happened
yeah.
there. Firstly though, in this gap, did you ever miss coming back to Bollywood or?
When I did Aja Nachle, before that, no.
Before that, yeah.
No, because I was having my kids at that time. I had Arin first, and then after 2 years I had Ryan. And everybody has dreams for their own lives, and this was a big part of my dream for myself, that have a family, have a house and husband and family, because I was brought up in a very traditional way, and for me it was very important. And I came from a big family, so we are 4 siblings. And so I always loved kids, and it was a big thing that I want to have kids of my own, and I was living a dream, so I was not missing anything at that time.
Also, हमेशा हमने एक चीज हमेशा से सुनी हुई है that when it comes to dance, Madhuri Dixit is like the goddess of dance in Bollywood. So, this connection with dance and all, has it ever happened that, this prowess of dancing has probably, overshadowed in a way the craft at time? Ever happened like that?
See, I don't understand why people ask me that, because acting is part of dancing too. If you're not a good actor, maybe your dance won't look as... When people say, oh, you dance with your face, why is that? Because I'm acting with my face while I'm dancing, And Abhinay is part of dancing, Abhinay is acting, So it's all a part of it. But our film buffs, or let's say our audience in general, they love songs. If you talk about Nargis ji, what do you think about first? All her songs that she's Pyar Hua Ikra, they'll say. Raj Kapoor, they'll say that song from Joker, or Ye Mera Joota Hai Japani, that song, they think of him. If you talk about Devanand, you'll think of Madhubala, you'll think of Pyar Kiya To Darna Kya, So we associate our stars with the songs they have created. And of course, you are an actor, you're a good actor, that's why you keep getting roles and you go on. Right. But songs is something that people really, really remember.
Absolutely. Sometime back, I was talking to an actress from the South, and she told me that, it's gotten very redundant for, to ask an actor about the concept of shelf life today. So what is your take, on this entire concept of shelf life? Because I don't think it exists anymore.
No, it doesn't. That was also like self-imposed during that time. Like when women used to get married, actors used to get married, they used to say, okay, हमने बहुत काम कर दिया, अभी हम काम नहीं करेंगे after marriage. So it was their self-imposed thing. But there were actresses who worked after marriage too. There was Meena Kumari ji who worked after marriage. There was Sharmila ji worked after marriage. There's so many examples of women who have worked after marriage for a long time. Hema ji, she's worked for such a long time. So it's just in people's minds sometimes that it's not real. And I think age is just a number,
Absolutely.
It's what you make of it and how you want your career and how you want to shape it. It's all in your hands.
In these 40 years, what's been the best memory for you in this industry? Something that's touched your heart to a great extent.
You do a lot of roles, but when that creates an impact, when the person comes and tells you, because of that role, I did this.
Absolutely.
Or because you played that role, I have become a pilot or an air hostess. Or when people tell me that because you did this film, I came out to my parents and they accepted me because they had seen the film, Majama. Or, things like that. When you have an effect on people's lives. I think an impact that was created. Like a friend of mine told me that she had some very difficult time in her marriage because she was married to a very big family and they were very orthodox, and she had just come from Mumbai into that small village. She says, my only light of like going back to my childhood was when I saw your movies, because she was a school friend.
Yeah.
And she said, I used to travel, I used to cook for the whole family, travel 16 kilometers or miles or whatever. And she used to go and watch the movie. And she used to feel that, oh my God, that's the sunshine in my life right now. When she was going through a difficult time. So those kind of things, stories, they really touch me, and I feel, okay, I've done something.
But also, are there some challenges, you know, that you recall and they've stayed with you and only made you stronger?
Yeah, a lot of times, you know, when you're not doing so well or one of your films doesn't do well, and people start saying things like, oh, now, you know, it's done and it's over and this and that. So you have to be strong during that time. I mean, that's going to happen to everyone.
Absolutely.
And you just have to be strong and say, hey, I'm doing good work and I'll keep on doing good work. Baki to sab jo hona hai hota rehta hai.
Totally. And you know, having a very strong public presence today at a time where there is, like, you know, it's very volatile. Trolling बहुत easily हो जाती है. How do you know, tackle with that today? Because, you know, experience आपको जिंदगी में बहुत कुछ सिखाता है.
Yeah, but you know, the thing is, I don't read anything. Okay. I don't read any of the comments. I don't read anything. I just do my thing. And I'm like, this is what I do. You know, if you don't like it, don't. People can say anything they want. But I have my own convictions. And whenever I do something, I do it to the best of my ability. Rest is up to, you know.
Also, you know, आजकल ये trend of re-releases is happening. A lot of films are being re-released. So if, you know, you had a wish list of, you know, any of your films to be re-released, which one do you know would top the list for you?
I don't know. It's hard to say. Hum Aapke Hain Kaun already re-released, I think, because of their 25th year. Then, I think which other film can re? Dil To Pagal Hai could re-release and it would still be
Absolutely.
You know, relevant. Or even a Beta could release and still be relevant today. Which other film? Dil could release. It was a beautiful love story. And I don't know, there's so many films. I mean, re-release is something you can do, but remake is something else.
Totally. And what's coming next?
It's something very exciting. I cannot talk much about it before a formal announcement comes out, but something very exciting. And I'm very
is it in the OTT space or the big screen?
No, this is in the OTT space right now.
Amazing. Well, on that note, thank you so much for
so
giving time and talking to us.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you.